Let's take you live to Sevastopol and in Crimea, and Nadim Baba. So, Nadim, how did people react to Putin's arrival?
Well, Laura, not surprisingly, here in Sevastopol, home to the Black Sea Fleet, of which you can see some of the warships behind me, people turned out in their tens of thousands. In fact, they were here in large numbers from very early on Friday, despite the fact that the Kremlin had never confirmed President Putin was coming here. But most people did believe that he would make an appearance, and he did so in what was the afternoon here, after a march featuring a lot of Russian army veterans. He turned up. A lot of people didn't realize at first, but then on the tannoy system here, on loudspeakers, they heard that in fact one of the people that was on a fleet, a series of ships going past the Black Sea Fleet here and saluting the sailors there, was in fact President Putin himself. Not long afterwards, he made an address, which you heard a few words from in that report, where he said this was a historic year, not just for the city, but for the whole of Crimea, now that it's become part of the Russian Federation. This is always a patriotic day, but given the circumstances here in Crimea, not surprising that people were extremely glad with what he had to say.
And Nadim, presumably there's no sense from this, particularly it's sort of, more of a victory parade for him than a celebration of what events in World War II, no sense of kind of de-escalation that people have been talking about for the conflict in Ukraine?
Well, there was no direct allusion by President Putin to what's happening in the east of Ukraine, the unrest that we were just hearing about. But talking to people in the crowd today, lots of people have been saying that they are here not just to see President Putin or to mark the end of Second World War, Soviet troops defeating Nazi Germany, but also to show their patriotism and their solidarity with what they call their brothers in eastern Ukraine, some of whom are trying to break away from the Ukrainian government, separatists as they're called. People here see them as fighting for their freedom. Within Crimea, there are some who don't quite see things the same way and are worried about what happens to them now they're under Russian control. People like the Crimean Tatars, who make up around 15% of the population. But on the whole, people here in Crimea and other Russians who've come here for this special day are very, very concerned and supportive of those people in eastern Ukraine who are trying to rule themselves, if you like, and break away from Kiev.
OK, Nadim Baba, thanks very much indeed for that live update there.